Hello everybody. Today we're going to make a necklace. I've got the beads here. A lot of them are from this month's bargain bead box. I've got the 6mm blue iris round beads. They look exactly like drugs. I always call them drugs. And then the 4x6mm rondelles in the kind of half clear, half rainbow iris. And then I've got 4mm bicones in the same colors. I'm going to use some check fire polish beads. I've got turquoise 6mm, dark lilac 6mm, and emerald 4mm. I've got some Softflex Econoflex in stainless steel steel gray, and whatever you have will work. I'm sure it's a beading wire. And we're going to need some crimp tubes and crimp covers. We're going to need I'm going to use these connectors, these flower connectors we got in this month's box. And I'm going to use, let's see, one for the back of the to hook the chain and the clasp too. And then I'm going to try the 1, 2, 3. Try to connect 3 strands to the other 3 petals. We'll see how that goes. I've got some jump rings, all different sizes in silver. Okay, I'm not sure what size or how many we're going to need, but and then I've got some chain, and that's just the it's, I don't know what it's called, it's oval chain with the connectors in between. Okay, I'm gonna add probably in some metal beads. It's got all different kinds laid out here. You know, I've got a whole bowl of them here in my design bowls. We're going to need some pendants. I've got the big dragonfly, 2 small dragonflies, the little green girl charm that's got the dragonfly on it, and I got a couple of quartz points I may end up using for one of the strands, because I'm going to put a little charmer pendant on each of the 3 strands. Okay. Is that it? Oh, no. I've got some crackled agate, some purple crackled agate, and the petals from this month's bargain bee box. I might use those on one of the strands. I've got some, just some, it looks like 6mm rondelles, some just clear, and then I've got some emerald spaghetti beads, and then I've got some emerald rondelles, and these look like they're the 8mm, or 6, let's see, 6 or 8mm. Okay, is that all? I think that's it. You can add any beads you want to add, you know, to make it the way you want it. Alright, so get your materials together and we'll get started. Okay, first of all, I cut a length of beading wire. It's about 14 inches long, and I'm going to go ahead and put my crimp on, And then I'm going to connect it to one of the petals. This way our beads don't slide off. And then I'm going to bring it over, bring the wire over and back down through that tube. Okay, I'm gonna inch it up to where it's got enough room for movement and the crimp cover, but it's not showing too much to where it looks ugly, okay? And then I'm going to grab my crimping pliers and I'm going to put it in the second hole. Squeeze. Then I'm going to turn it over on the side, put it in the front hole. Let's see. And give it a squeeze. Okay. Now I'm going to cut off that extra wire right up to the crimp. Okay. And should I put the cover on? I'll go ahead and put the cover on. That way it's done. And there's a cover. I love these Beadalon little, they call these Stardust, I think. Stardust covers. They're just pretty. There's a little sparkle. Okay. You're going to grab it. We're going to slide it over. Grab. We're going to give it a ever so gentle squeeze. And then we're going to come back in and ever so lightly, neatly give it small squeezes. Okay. So there's that. And so we will start stringing our beads however we get. Oh, that. Hold on a minute. Okay, I've been trying to figure out something that would look good together for the first strand. So here's what I've come up with. We're coming past the crimp cover, the crimp bead, and I used a spaghetti bead. I strung on a like a 3mm silver bead, a 6mm fire polish, a 4x6mm rondelle, 6mm fire polish, 3mm rounds, another spaghetti bead, 3mm round metal bead, 6mm rainbow iris, an 8mm rondelle, 6mm rainbow iris, 3mm metal bead, spaghetti bead, 3mm, and then I went ahead and strung on the pendant. And so we're just going to go backwards, doing the same. Mia, you had to get up on the chair with the camera, huh? You always do. Here, let me get my purse. There you go. Get in that chair with a cushion. Thank you. You listen so well. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let's do a 3mm metal rounds, a spaghetti bead, a 3mm round, it's bigger, no, that's right, a Rainbow Iris 6mm rounds, a 8mm rondelle. These came from the Dollar Bead Box. A Rainbow Iris 6mm round. Another 3mm metal bead. Sorry. I need to dig out more of these little 3mm beads. You know, I think I might have used the 4mm. These look a lot. These look a lot smaller. Oh, okay. They are I think these little round metal beads are 4mm. Okay, then another spaghetti tube, and then another metal, 3mm metal or 4mm metal bead, and then a 6mm fire polish, a Rainbow Iris 3x4 rondelle, and then another 6mm fire polish, and then another metal rounds, 4mm metal rounds, and the spaghetti bead. All right, looks good. See there? And that's going to be my center strand, the shortest strand. Okay. So I'm going to grab my other flower connector, and I'm going to grab my tube first, my crimp tube, and I'm going to go through that crimp tube. I want the groovy one, the groovy crimp tube. And then I want to go through my petal, and then I want to come back down through my crimp tube. Oops. It's out of camera, I'm sorry. So I put on the crimp tube. I came through the petal. Now I'm going to go back down through the crimp tube. And I'm going to pull that down where I want it. I'm not going to pull it too tight. I'm going to give it enough room for the crimp cover and enough where it'll have movement, but it's not so big as it don't look right. And let me see the other side. Yeah, that looks about right. Then I'm going to grab my crimp pliers, my Jewel School crimp pliers, and I'm going to go to the second notch. I'm going to squeeze, and then I'm going to turn it to the side. I'm going to go put it in the first notch, and this is kind of tricky because it wants to flip around sometimes. Wait, did I already squeeze it? No. Yeah, a little bit. And then I'm going to, now I'm going to squeeze it, and it should form an oval. Try it again, squeeze. There, so it's pretty good, but let's see. Okay. And then we're going to cut off this excess wire. Right up to the front. Yeah, I didn't get right up to the wire, to the tube. Let's try it again. Okay, now we're going to take our get a crimp cover, take our pliers, and grab it. I'm gonna come at it. Wait, my crimp don't look good. Let's see what's going on here. And we do not want this to, this is what secures our necklace, you know. We want it to be right. So let me try this again. Keep flipping around on me. Something is not going right. Nope, it just went flat again. Let's see. This is giving me fits like never before. Turn on the camera, things will happen that's never happened in all your years of making jewelry. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Just something seems cockeyed. Just don't seem right. Alright, well, I'm going to put that crimp cover on. I don't know. Let's slide it. If it don't go on right, I'll know something is up. Give it a squeeze. Give it a little light squeeze. Do it a little at a time so you can make sure it lines up right. Oops. Little squeeze. Little squeeze. Okay. And there is our middle strand. And this is our first strand. And it'll probably make it to where this will probably be like a choker. The first strand will be like a choker. The second strand will be, you know, a little longer. Third strand a little longer. All right. So let's get out some more beading wire. And make it cut a little longer beading wire this time. Let's see. It's gonna be I don't know. Just a couple feet. I'm gonna have plenty to work with. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and crimp, or we'll go ahead and attach our one side. To the, make sure you get it on the right petal if you're using these petals or flower connectors. And get your crimp tube. I'm going to leave a couple out up here. Maybe I don't have to get them out every time. Save time. Oops. Alright. So we've got our wire and we got our crimp tube on. We've picked it up. And we're going to go up through the petal connector and back down through the crimp tube, like so, like so, like so. Oh, like not. Okay, third time's a charm. So we're going to go down through the crimp tube. with our wire, and we are going to hold and we're going to pull till it is that desired length or size. Okay, that looks about right. Oops, that slid on me. Okay, get your crimp pliers. Put them in the second. Squeeze. And go to the first. Squeeze. And there we go. And I want to make sure it's squeezed down. There we go. Ba-bang. Now that's a good crib. I don't know what happened to the last one. Alright. And let's go ahead and cut the excess wire right up to that crimp. And let's go ahead and put the cover on. Why not? Pick up the tube or the cover with your plier, with your chain nose, slide it over the crimp tube and gently squeeze. And then once you have it on, you can go back and gently squeeze it the way it needs, to where it closes. Sometimes if it don't want to close right, you can squeeze it like that. There we go. And I don't know what it does, but it'll close it right up. Okay. Now we're going to start our second row, and I haven't figured out a design for the second row, so we'll design it together. Alright, let's see. We used a lot of green in this first row, so maybe we will use more purple, and then accent it with the green. Okay, let's try, I'm going to try one of these flat disc silver beads and see what that looks like. Let's see, there's a flat disc, and then maybe a silver round metal bead. And then maybe maybe a purple fire polish. And rondelle, 3x4, I think, or 4x6 rondelle, and another purple fire polish. And then another metal 4mm rounds. For maybe that's 5mm. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Cause I think these were 4. These smaller rounds, metal rounds, were 4. So, but they're not 6, so they would have to be 5. Alright, and then maybe a disc. Maybe I'll use another metal disc, because it's got a flower on it. It's real cute. Let's see that. So, maybe that. And then another round metal bead. Call it 5mm. And then, let's see. Let's do a set of these. 6mm iris. And then a 4mm emerald fire polish. And then a 6mm iris. Blue iris or purple iris. Okay, what's that look like? This flower keeps wanting to flip on me. I don't know if these flower connectors are going to work. It's like it wants to flip over on the other side for some reason. Do not know why. Alright, does that green fire polish look okay? Yeah, okay. And then a 5mm metal bead. Here's what I got so far. Sorry, I'm so full. I've got, starting from this side, I've got a disc, 5mm metal, 6mm fire polish, lilac, dark lilac, I mean, a 4x6 rondelle, dark lilac, 6mm, 5mm metal, a metal disc, a 5mm metal, a 6mm iris, rainbow iris, a 4mm emerald, a 6mm iris, and a 5mm metal round so far. Okay, let's see. What do we want now? So we want another disc. Yeah, I think so. Okay, and then we want another 5mm round metal bead. And then we want, let's see, do we want to continue our same sequence? I think so. Okay, so we need a lilac, 6mm lilac, a rondelle, a lilac, 6mm fire polish. Then we want a round. Oops, I think that's bigger. Okay. Now let's see. This one's gonna be longer. We gotta give room for the pendant. So we want another flat disc. No, not yet. We want the next sequence. It's 6. No, actually, we do want a disc. And another 5mm rounds. And let's see. Let's go ahead and do this sequence. I don't know if it's going to be too long. And then let's say, let's do that. Oh. I think you're supposed to make it like 2 inches longer than the one before it. Not sure. Let's see. Let's measure this. Okay, it's like 8 inches. And so it'll be at 5 inches. Probably we'd do that pendant. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're getting close. So let's see. So we're not going to be able to do the whole sequence. We'll do the green fire polish. Then pendant. I'm just going to put, I think I'm going to put the jump ring on for the pendant. And then, you know, I can put the pendant on later, but right now I just want the jump ring. Okay. And then another 4mm. Oops, that's going to go through. Another 4mm bead. Just got to make sure that stays. It's the only problem with that. Hopefully it stays in where it's supposed to. See, it's not. Let's see. Maybe I should go ahead and I'm going to put the pendant on this jump ring, and I'll be right back. And we're back. Okay, I figured it out. I decided to. Let me slide this up closer. Oh, well, you can't. There we go. I put on the pendant, but I used the bead that wouldn't go through the hole of the jump ring, so that way it won't slide, keep popping off and sliding through as you're wearing it. Alright, so now we're just going to go from, boy, I wish I would have put, I'm going to put a metal bead. Let's see, I don't like that 6mm just there. So, let's see. So we got that, and we'll do, let's see, we will, well, what does this look like? It's corrugated bead. Let's see, we'll do another 5mm. And we will do the rondelle pendant. Rondelle. Okay. And then we'll just go back and do the same steps. The 5mm, the corrugated bead, looks like a 6mm, and a 5mm metal round, and then a disc, and then a 5mm, and then a lilac 6mm fire polish, a rondelle 4x6, I think, and then another lilac 6mm fire polish, and then a 5mm metal bead, and then a disc, and then a 5mm metal, and then a 6mm iris colored, a 4mm green fire polish, And then another 6mm iris colored bead, glass bead, round bead, 5mm metal bead, a disc, then a 5mm metal. Is that gold? I can't tell by this lighting. I think it is. It's 4. It's 5. And then a purple lilac fire polish, a rondelle, a 6x4 iris rondelle, and then a lilac fire polish. And then, last but not least, a 5mm metal, round metal bead. No, and then one more disc. And then we will put it in, let's add on a crimp tube, and then go through the flower petal. That is one away from that last strand. And pull down. Boy, I really cut too much wire. It's right, I can reuse it. And then go down through your crimp bead. And pull. And get your crimp pliers and go in the second and squeeze and turn it. And it should make a I'm just going back in and making sure it's nice and tight. Sometimes the fold's not tight. So there we go. And let me see. Let me try that one more time. Alright, and then we're gonna clip off the excess. I don't want to cut too much. I mean, I don't want to cut anything else. Man, my poor pliers. I need to sharpen them. I used it a long time ago before I knew. I used it on memory wire and it just ruined them. It truly ruins your plier. Okay. Yes, that's going to look quite nice. That's going to look really quite nice. Look, let me turn it around. And I don't know if you're going to be able to. Let me just get these up. Get them all messy. Why not? Yeah. And so, like that. And that. Why does it keep flipping? That drives me insane. I hope it does not do that after it's on, you know, chain and clasped and everything. But that does look quite nice hanging when I hang it, when I hold it up. It's just about perfect length-wise. And then we're going to do one more strand. So let me think about the pattern and go get you a cup of coffee or tea and meet me back here. All right. Okay, we're back. And the second strand that we've done is 11 inches. So the third strand is going to be 13 inches. Okay. And I brought in some more beads for the third strand. I got these 6mm emerald drugs. Probably use. So let me cut those open. And the birds are singing. It's morning. I started this video last night. It got late on me, so it's morning time. It's about 7 a.m. 7:30, between 7 and 7:30 a.m. The sun's shining and the birds are chirping, and it's a beautiful morning. All right. All right. So let us begin. I'm just going to grab out a few of these corrugated silver beads, a 6mm. I was thinking I was going to use these purple cracked agate, but I think they're a little too big for this design. So, and I thought that I might like to use the petals also, but I'm not sure about that. Let me see something. I needed to let it simmer last night. You know, let that set and simmer and let me think about it. These almost look pink, but it might add some color, or I'd probably use some of these purple pearls. Oops. And some of those green emeralds. Drops. So let's go ahead and attach our beading wire. Let's pick up a crimp bead. Let's go through the third petal, back through that crimp bead. I gotta get the end off of this, it's bent. Yikes, where'd it go? I think it fell off. Let's try it again. I'll pick up a crimp bead, a crimp tube. Okay, go through the petal. Oops, third petal. Back through the tube. And pull it down to where you want it, which is not too close, but not too far away. About right there. Let's take our crimping pliers and put it in the second spot on the pliers, and then let's turn it sideways and put it in the first spot. Make an oval. Did I get it? No. Make sure it's nice and folded. Okay, now let's put the cover on. Oh, let's cut this extra wire. And let's put the cover on. Let's pick it up. Slide it on and squeeze gently. Just putting it in place. Okay. Excuse me. All right, now. So that's the third. Row. And lay it like this so we can see. We can both see. I got a seed bead under my nail. It drives me crazy. And how are we going to this one's still wanting to flip over. Hopefully when I get this next one connected it won't. So alright. So let's start out with 6mm round drug. See if that fits there comfortably. Then let's do one of these corrugated silver beads. And then let's do another one of these 6mm drug. And let's use that 4mm metal bead or round bead, round silver. And let's try a pearl, check glass pearl, 8mm I think. Alright, it's pretty. Another 4mm silver. Okay. Let's let's try one of these turquoise fire polish, 6mm. And let's see. Where do we go from there? Let's do a bicone. Let's get a little sparkle. A 4mm bicone and another 6mm fire polish. And let's I want to bring in some of these little metal cubes, silver cubes. Let's put one of those. I'm going to take these off. I'm going to use the cubes instead of the rounds. Let's see. I like that so far. And then we'll add a cube. And then we'll... Okay, then I'll do the turquoise. No. I'll do pearl. If I can pick it up. Pearl. And a cube. No. Pearl. Let's say bicone. Pearl. And then a cube. Alright. And then I'm going to try a turquoise 6mm. Maybe a emerald rondelle. Not sure yet. Let's see. And then another fire polish, and then another cube. Okay. And then we'll start the sequence all over again. Emerald, corrugated, emerald, druck, a cube, a pearl, bicone, pearl, a cube, turquoise 6mm fire polish, rondelle, fire polish, a cube, um, a truck. Let me take my jacket off. A truck. Corrugated. And a druck. A cube. Let me measure this. Let's say a pearl. A bicone. Okay, I decided to use one of the quartz points we got in this month's Bargain Bee box. So 4mm bicone, quartz point, 4mm bicone, pearl, cube, druck, corrugated silver bead, druck, cube, silver cube, 6mm fire polish, rondelle. I didn't pull out enough rondelles. Rondelle, emerald rondelle, fire polish, cube, pearl, $4mm bicone, pearl, cube, a 6mm druck, corrugated bead, 6mm druck, cube, $6mm fire polish, rondelle, $6mm fire polish, cube, pearl, 4mm bicone, pearl, cube, emerald druck, corrugated silver bead, and emerald druck. And that looks about right. Let's see, looking on right there. This is still flipping over. Let's see, looks pretty good. All right, now let's pick up our crimp tube. That one's already flat. Go through the flower petal. Make sure to go through the right one. And then go back down through the crimp tube. Wow, I cut this wire way too long again. No, baby, you stay down. Okay, pull it to where you want it to be. Not too tight, not too loose. And grab the craft pliers. And go in to the second spot, crimp, and you got 2 tubes, and now you're going to make it one oval. Go to the first spot and squeeze. Make sure it's nice and smushed, and go back and cut off your extra wire. And then we're going to put our cover on. Wait a second. I'm going to have to cut that off. I'm going to cut that off. Oh no. Oh no. Unbelievable. Wait a minute. Flipped over on me. No, I don't. I'm going to have to do this strand all over. I'll be back after I get it done. And voila. The benefits of video. I got my third row fixed, and I've added a couple of oval rings, 3 to be exact, a small, a bigger, and a small on both sides. I've got a split ring that I'm going to add to this side for my lobster claw. I forgot to, on the materials list, I forgot to add a lobster claw. So I got my split ring opener. Can't function without it. I can't use these split rings without it. It's a wonderful tool. Although, these rings that I added are pretty chunky, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this on here. Let me put this plier down for one. Almost had it. Keep sliding around. Let's see. Oh, busted. There went my split ring. Okay. Let me get the split ring on. I'll be back. Okay. There we go. Split ring's on. Lobster claw clasp is on. Alright. Now we're going to add a little bit of chain. And that way, whoever wears this, it'll be, you know, sizable. It's pretty much an extender chain. It's what we're adding. So, I don't know. Let's add this much. I like to put a dangle at the end of my chain, so I'm trying to think of what I might add. Okay, so we'll just put this little connector through. Oh, there's that little oval. There we go. Where'd it go? There it is. So it needs to go through this oval. And through this oval. This chunky oval. I hope it works. I hope I didn't bend this up too much for it to close right. It looks like it's off. It looks like it's kind of twisted or something. My goodness. This is not cooperating at all today. I think it might be too chunky for this connector. I might put a spot of glue to keep this, make sure this, you know, don't come apart, because it's really, these little, this chain, these connectors on this oval chain is, it's not real, you know, it's kind of not, well, I don't know, it's kind of flimsy. And I wouldn't want that to open and break. So what I'll do is I'll take a little spot of cement, GS cement, and put a dab right there on the little slit opening, and for extra security. Alright, so here is the necklace. And then whoever wears it can wear it different lengths. And let's say there. And this would have been perfect for the charms, except see how the top of this point comes up, you know, like everything else that hangs from the point of the chain down. It doesn't stick up above. This one sticks up above, so it comes up above the tail of the dragonfly, but that's okay. That's just fine. And then, so there, my chain, I want to put a dangle in. I'm not sure what I want to put there. Let's see. It's got to be something small. I don't know. A petal. It's not real small, but, and that would be hard. Well, I'd have to use wire for that. Let me see. I've got some right here. Some pretty thin wire. Let me cut some off. Okay, there they are. Let me cut some of this wire off. Ta-da. This is like 26 gauge. Real small. But that's probably what I need. So we will stick it up through the petal. And then we'll bend the sides up. And bend the side up. Okay. Get like that. Let's see. We will make one side a loop. I've got my loop making pliers here, but we've got to bend like that. I'll come back here with my loop making pliers and then I'll come back like that. And I'll get my regular pliers and hold that. And come back. Okay, I'm going to have to bring, let's see, this wire. This is so flimsy. First of all, I'm going to have to put it through my chain. Then I'll bring this wire around and hold that loop while I wrap this wire a couple times. Okay, and then oh, my loop got. This wire is so thin. It's not very good for this, but then I'll take this one and finish wrapping. And then I'll cut them both off. And then I will tuck the ends. I can barely see those, they're so small. And then I'll take this end and push it around. Didn't quite do the job. There we go. Not the best wrap loop I've ever did in my life. Alright, well, okay. But you get the gist. I'm going to do that later, but for now, there we go. There is the 3-strand. What do we may call this? Dragonflies and daisies. Dragonflies and daisies. Alright, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there with me. This is a beautiful summertime necklace. I hope you enjoy making it, and thanks for watching.